supreme confidence for that age.
That's well hit out to right field, and that one's going to go. Ryan Lamarre with a 2-run homer.
Oh, boy.
That ball's hit well by Lamarre, deep to left field. Ryan Lamarre gets it up and out, and the Sox retake the lead, 4-3. The Michigan man goes deep at Comerica.
Lamarre at the plate, pinch hitting for Gardner. This should get it done. Deep fly ball, right field. Miller back, turns, looks, and it is a walk-off single for Ryan Lamarre, and the Yankees win.
What's up, guys? Tonight we have a special guest, Ryan Lamarre. He played for several major league teams. He was up and down, major league and minor league. He had a walk-off hit with the New York Yankees in July of 2021, and he had a pretty, successful career as a minor leaguer and even major leaguer, helping out different teams when they were in need. He was the clutch player when they needed him. So we're going to bring him on. I'm so excited to have this opportunity to interview him. I've interviewed 2 other minor leaders this past year, but to interview Ryan, it's awesome because I'm a Yankees fan, so we're going to bring him on. Good evening, Ryan. How are you doing?
Hey, Jared. Thanks for having me, man. I'm
doing problem. Good to hear, and I'm thrilled to have you and have this opportunity to interview you. I've interviewed Luke Bard and Braden Bristol. They played with you short time in minor leagues, and to interview you, being a Yankees fan, I'm thrilled. I love the walk off. I love hearing it and watching it. It's awesome.
Brings back good memories for sure, man. It's good to see your face. You're always a friendly face there in Scranton, and I always enjoyed catching up with you. So this is awesome that you're doing a podcast, and glad to be a part of it. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Thank you for joining. So our first question is, what's your favorite food?
Favorite food? Nothing too fancy. I like some Mexican dishes. My wife makes some enchiladas or taco salad, or you can't go wrong with pizza, especially up there in the Northeast and being in New York and Scranton for a little while. I enjoy some pizza as well.
Yeah, I like tacos and taco salad myself. Your favorite sports movie?
I would say Miracle. I grew up a hockey fan. Grew up playing hockey my whole life, and that 1980, that whole team and that whole story. I thought Disney did an unbelievable job with that movie. So that's probably my favorite sports movie.
Awesome. Yeah, I interviewed my nephew Isaac Urcaning, who plays for Scranton, Wilkes-Barre Scranton Knights up here. I mentioned to you. Yeah, that's his favorite sports movie as well. What's your favorite local restaurant where you live?
In Jupiter. So I live in Jupiter, Florida. Oh, there's some good restaurants. There's a sushi place called Dive Bar that my wife and I love to go to. And then there's actually a place right down the road here called Little Moore's Leftovers. So it's kind of a local spot that both of them we really enjoy.
Awesome. What's your favorite musician or band?
I'm kind of all over the map with music. I feel like I tend to listen to country probably more than anything. I grew up listening to a lot of Kenny Chesney. In high school, college, I remember listening to a lot of that. But Morgan Wallen's kind of come on the scene lately. Funny story, I used Morgan Wallen and Florida Georgia Line for the song was called Up Down in 2018. That was my walk-up, which was my first extended look in the major leagues. And that was when Morgan Wallen was kind of up and coming. He was the opening act for some of these guys. And a card collector went to a Morgan Wallen concert and got a poster signed by him. And he told him that I was using one of his songs as a walk-up. And Morgan Wallen sent me a poster that said, Ryan, thanks for bringing my tunes to a big league ballpark. So I don't know if I was the first, but in his mind, I think I was. So, I definitely listen to a lot of Morgan Wallen right now.
That's pretty cool. If you could have coffee with someone from the past or present, who would it be, and what question would you ask them?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of people that you'd like to meet with. Obviously, Lord and Savior Jesus Christ would obviously probably be right up there. Recently, about 2 months ago, I lost my grandma.
Sorry.
No, I appreciate that. Yeah, but she was had a huge impact in my life and my whole family's life, and so probably since the first time we talked, I probably would change my answer to talk to my grandma one more time and just see how heaven's like. Just
Definitely.
if to just talk to her one more time and just hear how everything how great it is over there.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Same here. My parents who passed a couple years ago, both of them. One fear you would love to conquer.
One fear, huh? I live down here in Jupiter. I don't know if I'm hesitant of the ocean. I go in it and I'll swim in it, but I don't enjoy it. I'm always thinking what's under there or what's swimming underneath. The dangers of the ocean. So I guess being down here in Jupiter, I wish maybe I was a little bit more open to explore the water and the ocean and everything that it has to offer.
Definitely.
How about you?
Me, it used to be public speaking and or doing this or something or driving on the highway. It used to be driving on the highway, but I overcame that when I got a job with the Rail Riders. I shared that in the past. It was weird. It was like 2 years ago. I barely drove on the highway. Never had to much.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I ended up working when I met you. And then it just overcame it. And then I used to be doing this. I was like, I hated hearing my voice and not the best speaker, not best, with sentences and all that stuff. And been doing this, a couple of months and, coming along. There's a lot of different people I'm interviewing, people who deconstructed from Christianity. There are different things that went on in different interviews and becoming comfortable.
You're doing great.
Yeah. Like even I thought I was going more nervous with you or something, sometimes. But sometimes we overthink things, right? Even when you talk to me when I work with the Rail Riders.
Oh
yeah, it's Ryan Lamarre. Like talk to anybody, but like with you playing up the Yankees and stuff, like you just got nervous. It's in your head. Like, why am I nervous? There's times I just got nervous. I don't know why.
Something we all battle in one way or another.
It is. So, you might enjoy this. Well, I'll ask you this. The next question after this, you might enjoy. Which pitch were you most comfortable hitting, and which pitcher gave you the hardest time at the plate during your pro career?
I mean, there's a lot of good ones. I'm sure there's some guys that definitely, have my number. I got used to hitting lefties, especially late in my career. So, left-handed pitchers, obviously I think you have to hit off the fastball. So I think the pitch type would have to be a fastball. Guys that gave me problems were kind of right-handed guys that could run the ball in. I feel like when you're young, you always think velocity is what's going to give you problems, but you'd be shocked how quickly you can overcome the velocity adjustment, no matter what level you're at, whether you're going from little league to travel ball, whether you're going travel ball to high school to college, college to the minors to the big leagues. You can overcome the velocity pretty quick. I think the toughest part is when they start figuring out how to throw, sinking or running fastballs that your eyes tell you it's going to be one way or it's going to end up one place, and then it actually ends up in a different place. So, Corey Kluber, he ended up being a teammate of mine in 21, but, his time in Cleveland, 17, 18, he could really sink the ball in on your hands. A guy like that would give me problems. So maybe not your high velocity guys, but your guys that can kind of move it around a little bit. Throw that fastball that starts on the inner third or middle of the plate and really dives in off on your hands. Those guys give me problems.
Talk about your most memorable baseball game, your high school, then college, then professional.
Most memorable, obviously, in the major leagues, I think are some really fond memories.
Yeah.
I was fortunate to I had a walk-off hit with the Twins in 2018 in a game against the Indians down in Puerto Rico. That was a Sunday night game. And then having the walk-off hit at Yankee Stadium, that was memorable. I hit my first major league home run in Detroit, which is where I was born.
Oh, wow, that's pretty cool.
So I had a lot of family and friends at the game. All my grandparents made it. All four of them were there. My parents, my wife. Wow. So I would say those three really stick out.
Wow. Pretty cool. Talk about the pressure of being a professional baseball player.
I think you hear it a lot. I think pressure is a privilege. Pressure is something that you put yourself in a position to feel and to embrace and to, take on. So, I feel like, yes, there are pressures. A lot of them we probably put on ourselves with the desire to succeed, the desire to stay in the major leagues, to keep contributing, to be a part of it, to set your family up, like all that stuff. But, I think it all comes back to, how you phrase it. Is it pressure or is it a privilege that you're there and you even have the opportunity? So, I think, as much as the pressure comes, now that I'm done playing, I feel like being removed from it, you view it through a little bit of a different lens. I think anything in life, as you grow and mature and kind of look back, you get that view from 20,000 feet. I think you view it a little bit differently. And I think, being a Major League Baseball player was awesome. And yeah, it was pressure, during it to perform and to continue to perform. And, you got guys coming for your job behind you, not only competing against guys that, you're taking the field with another team, but you got guys trying to get your job. And so, definitely there is a lot of pressure there, but, again, I think it's a privilege and I think it's something that you work your whole life for. And you definitely have a little bit different of a view on it now than when I was playing.
Oh, yeah. What was the most challenging aspect of playing professional baseball?
So I think, for me, I had a lot of injuries in my career, and I think kind of figuring out what it took for you to stay on the field physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. I think that's something that each player's, it's individualized for each player, what they need to do to take care of their body, their mind, their skills. The travel, a lot of people think it's glamorous. A lot of people think, you play for the Yankees or you play for whoever, that it's all glamour. And for some guys it is. For these guys that have these long contracts and these guys that have put themselves in their position to do it, it is a little bit more glamorous. But, you have to work so hard to get there and you have to capitalize on every opportunity. And I think there is a misconception there. I think it's the travel and the constant need to perform. And, it's just such a cutthroat business. I think it's really hard to understand unless you're involved in it.
Definitely. Can imagine. So This next question, love asking it. Yankees fan and didn't know you then, but ready. In July 2021, you were called up to the New Yankees and had a walk-off hit against the Philadelphia Phillies. Can you tell me more about that?
Yeah, it was a Monday night game, and we were a little short-handed. There were some guys banged up. We were a little short on the bench, so I knew they were throwing a few left. I knew they were going to basically throw a bullpen day, which means they were going to have a bunch of different pitchers. So, really, Boone told all the guys on the bench. I think there were 3 or 4 of us, "Hey, be ready at any moment." So, really from probably the second inning on, I was constantly kind of getting ready, staying loose, looking for matchups that you might get used in. And then when it came to I don't know if it was the 9th or the 10th inning, I can't remember, but
I think it was the 10th.
Yeah, 10th inning. So I saw the situation where we were going to start with a runner on second, and Boone told me there was a chance I was going to pinch run for Gary Sanchez, who was the runner at second. But they also wanted me to hit for Gardner because it was going to be a left-on-left matchup. And so they really weren't sure whether they were going to use me as a runner or as a hitter. And before they knew it, Glaber bunted on his own and got Gary to third base. And so it was really a last-minute decision. But at that point, I'd probably been ready for about 3 hours, kind of in my own head of being ready for a pinch hit, and I think the unique situation about my career is, I didn't get a ton of at-bats. So each at-bat really kind of seemed like life or death to me. And so really, whether it was an actual chance to win a game or whether it was my first at-bat of the game, I kind of treated them the exact same. So for me, I was ready for that moment, and I had faced Ranger Suarez before, so I kind of knew what he was going to do. I kind of thought how he might try to pitch me was a certain way, and I was fortunate enough to get that pitch early in that bat, and I didn't miss it.
Awesome. Yeah, that was amazing. I have a saying like during softball that big players make big plays. Like growing up, like I used to play sports, backyard sports and different things, and my theory was I always believed in myself, so playing backyard football or when I was 20 years old, needed a big play, I would step up because I believed and score a winning touchdown or something. I did that, I think it was November 2005. We were playing a backyard football game down at University of Scranton turf soccer field, and never played in high school, and there was a bunch of kids down there like from D3 colleges that played football, D3 college, and different people. I was just in my prime of backyard football, and they're like, next touchdown wins, and I was just catching everything that year when we played backyard. And okay, I ran out. I remember running in the end zone and under the lights, and I cut, and I kind of rolled my ankle there, but I'm like, crap. I seen the ball coming towards me. I'm like, crap. So I kind of dived, like, might as well, and caught it. My team won. So I never forget that. Because,
That's awesome.
It's always there's a lot of power in faith in yourself, faith in the Lord, and just in general, there's a lot of power in that. And that's how I view things in life, right? I'm sure yourself too, as you just said. They need you, and just put your belief in there, and you did it. So it's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah. How did you stay focused and motivated during a losing streak?
Baseball is just such a unique game. You play so many games. There's so many things that can go right, so many things that can go wrong. And I think it just goes back to the belief and the faith that you were just talking about. It's like, you have your process, you have your routine, and you just really got to buy into that. And if you believe that's right, then at some point things are going to turn around, and you just really look around and you believe in the guys next to you, and they're putting in the work, and eventually it's going to change. It's just, don't get negative, don't let that doubt, don't let that fear creep in, and just kind of keep going out there. And weird things happen in this game. You can go for 35 and you can go 15 for your next 20, and it's a lot of it's luck, but a lot of it is just staying mentally kind of even keel, not too high, not too low, and just going out and having fun playing.
definitely. What advice would you give? What advice would you give to kids trying to achieve their dream of playing professional baseball?
I'd say work hard. Work hard. Obviously, it's cliche, but I think working smart as well. I think a lot of people, um, you really got to kind of look at yourself in the mirror. Figure out what it is that you do well, and continue to work on that, and just continue to make that your strength. Your strengths will always be your strengths, and if there's a weakness in your game, obviously um, you want to work to eliminate as many weaknesses as you can, but your strengths will always be your strengths, and you just want to make sure that you own those, and you know what those are, and you put yourself in a position to execute those as many times as you can. But one thing for sure is, on top of the work ethic and on top of your strengths and your weaknesses, it's you got to have fun. If you don't enjoy it, if it's always work, and you're stressed, and it's just not worth it. Like, it's at the end of the day, it's not going to be worth it. I worked with a mental skills coach, the last 5 years of my career, and he would always ask me, 10 years when you're done playing, 15 years, 5 years, 1 year, whatever it is, when you're done playing, do you want to look back at the time that you played professional baseball, and do you want to look back at it with anxiety and fear and scared, or do you want to look back at it and say, you know what, I enjoyed that, like that was fun, like I'm sad it's over, I'm glad that it happened, but you know what, I had fun doing it. And I think that is more so important than the work ethic, more important than your strengths, your weaknesses, is you really got to have fun, and you got to enjoy it, because if you don't, you need to find something that you really enjoy doing, because you have a passion. The Lord's given each of us skills and talents, and there's no point in being miserable in this life doing it. You need to find whatever it is that you're passionate about, whatever it is that you enjoy, and do that. And if that's sports and baseball, then keep doing it. Keep working hard. You should, if that's it, you should enjoy the work, and you should enjoy that time where the umpire says play ball and you're competing. But you just got to find what you enjoy, and do as much of that as you can.
Yeah, good answer. Good advice. Thank you for that. So we're going to go to the audience questions right now. This one's some Joseph D. Efflo. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. He mentioned on my page last night, I would love to hear what Ryan would have to say about this question. I'm sure you would get it since you would be asking him, since you're a sports person, which I didn't have it on the list. So I added it. How did you manage? Actually, I think I asked this question, but we're asking again. Never even realized that. Pretty sure I did. I'll just ask it again. I put it in there last night. I was like half asleep. I was like on my phone, whatever. How did you manage to refocus and become the player and team player you wanted to be, despite switching teams frequently?
Yeah, I think you realize, again, the more you mature, the more you're around people and situations, and obviously baseball being the same industry, you just come across the same guys and the same just different teams, different uniforms. Each clubhouse is different, each clubhouse is unique, but the teams that you wanted to be a part of, there was really just a buy-in, and the guys enjoyed being around each other. And again, I spent a lot of time kind of coming off the bench and a little bit in a role-playing situation. So on top of making sure I was prepared for my job, I think one of the jobs was talking to guys, trying to keep them loose, trying to keep them smiling, having fun, encouraging them, when they're going through, a rough stretch, and, really just being there, trying to be a good teammate, picking people up. And, you pick other people up enough, and you bring enough positive energy, I think that kind of comes back to you. So I really kind of noticed that the last handful of years of my career, and really tried to go out of my way to kind of be that guy on an everyday basis, and just really honestly enjoy being there. And you just, in my role, you just never knew when it was going to end. And, you know, I was fortunate enough to play as long as I did. And, you know, I really tried to, you know, play each day and experience each day like it might be your last. And, you know, I guess that's kind of the teammate and the person that I was during that time.
Yeah, good answer. Yeah, I did not ask yet. Got confused for a moment, but yeah, that's a good answer. Yeah, like I run a slow pitch softball team, a men's lead, and I remember talking to the defensive coach from like 2022. For you guys, I don't know if you remember his name. We're Riders. His name is not there now. But I was talking to him. I'm like explaining to him what makes a good like player, a good athlete, or a good baseball player, softball player, and yeah, it was like one of the things I learned was like the body language. I watched for in softball and it's volunteer. I'm watching your body language, type of teammate you are, your attitude, your character, your work ethic, and are you having fun? Are you encouraging the other players on your team? Are you doing what you're supposed to be doing while just focus on yourself? But biggest thing is being a good teammate. Because when you're a good teammate, especially if you're a leader and you have that leader capability of people are watching you and your other players are other teammates, are watching you. I watched all that and I was lucky enough and fortunate enough to make 3 league championships on my 8 years coaching and made it to semifinals twice. And this year we're returning and I actually expect to win it again. We didn't make it this past year, made semifinals. We had a 8-game winning streak, and then the year before, 2022, we won the championships. So yeah, I watch all that, and you get the right players. Sometimes you get the wrong players and the troublemakers. I work them off the team. They quit sometimes on their own, but it affects the whole team. If they're angry, they're complaining, they don't care. They're not focused on doing what they're supposed to do. Affects the whole team. So I could never say there's like a playbook or a magic, thing that you do to make things happen. It's just I believe in environment and culture, and I've been fortunate with that. Like you said, you got the right guys together, good things can happen.
Yep, absolutely.
So last question is from Paul Nadozi from Dunmore, Pennsylvania. Be proud that I announced that. Diehard Yankees fan. He was actually a security guard for Derek Jeter down there when he came in 2013. Like he was on the field when Jeter was throwing around. He must have knew somebody. So he'd be proud that I said that. He's like in his 50s and he's a cop. I think he might be retired. I'm not sure around here, but loves Giants, New York Giants, and the Yankees, and what else? So yeah. So he wants me to ask you this question: when he first made it up to the show, how did it feel?
Yeah, it felt really good. It felt, definitely for a couple of days you were just kind of in awe of, what you were a part of, and that you had achieved, a goal, But I think, typical of a lot of human nature, I feel like your goals quickly change. It's you enjoy it for a little bit, like, hey, I'm here, I made it, but now it's how can I survive? How can I excel here? How can I stay here? So definitely there was definitely the excitement, definitely the nerves. You're obviously playing against guys that you grew up watching, you grew up, seeing them on TV, seeing them, have success. And, so I definitely think there was a little bit, of that wow factor, a little bit of that, oh my God, oh my goodness, I'm here. But then it kind of quickly shifts to, how can I help this team win? How can I help the Reds win? How can I do my part to, stay another day, to play here next year? However you word it. But I think all those came kind of flooding in exceptionally fast. And, everything just kind of happened super, super speed at early on like that.
Yeah. Awesome. What year did you make it up? Was it 2016 or was it earlier?
2015.
And what was the team?
Cincinnati Reds.
Oh, wow. And you played with Boston. Was it 2016?
Yep. 2016, I was with Boston.
Yeah. Yeah, I hate Boston. Kind of. They look ugly in that uniform, you know. But we're glad he came to the good guys, the Yankees.
It was fun.
So it was cool. Yeah, thank you for coming on and taking the time to come on here. I definitely appreciate it and everything like that. And wish you luck with college and as you finish college and your career and that and your sports management you're going for and whatever happens. So yeah, thank you.
I appreciate it, Jarek. Thanks for having me, man. It's good
welcome.
Seeing your face, and I'm glad you're doing this.
Thank you. Have a good night.
All right, you too, buddy.
Bye.
Later.
Supreme confidence for that age. That's well hit out to right field, and that one's going to go. Ryan Lamarre with a 2-run homer.
Bottom.
Oh, boy.
That ball's hit well by Lamarre, deep to left field. Ryan Lamarre gets it up and out, and the Sox retake the lead, 4-3. The Michigan man goes deep at Comerica.
Lamarre at the plate, pinch hitting for Gardner. This should get it done. Deep fly ball, right field. Miller back, turns, looks, and it is a walk-off single for Ryan Lamarre, and the Yankees win. Lamarre at the plate, pinch hitting for Gardner. This should get it done. Deep fly ball, right field. Miller back, turns, looks, and it is a walk-off single for Ryan Lamarre, and the Yankees win.
And that was Ryan Lamarre we had on tonight. I was so excited to have the opportunity to interview Ryan tonight. So overwhelmed. I'm thankful. I'm a diehard Yankees fan, and to have him come on here and give me the opportunity to interview him, I mean, it's just been awesome. Who won it? New York Yankees, American team, probably one of the most hated teams. Maybe not recently, because they haven't been doing that well. But tonight was good, and tomorrow, February 24th, is opening of spring training. Spring training starts, and we watched some New York Yankees spring training and everything else, and hopefully the Yankees could win a World Series this year. They made a lot of changes and trades and signings and all that. So hopefully it's a good season, but it's been awesome tonight. And yeah, so we're going to end this tonight with Ryan Lamarre walk-off win.
Lamarre at the plate, pinch hitting for Gardner. This should get it done. Deep fly ball, right field. Miller back, turns, looks, and it is a walk-off single for Ryan Lamarre, and the Yankees win.
And there you have it. Ryan Lamarre was on here tonight. Have a good night, guys, and welcome. This is Agapa Freedom Community. If you haven't subscribed yet, go on a YouTube video and push the subscribe button. If you like our material and the things we post and stuff like that, like our Facebook page, and subscribe. We'd love to have you follow us and to stay updated with our future posts. We're going to have many other guests coming on here and podcasts. So have a good night. And good night one more time, because I love this. And we'll be
more at the plate, pinch hitting for Gardner. This should get it done. Deep fly ball, right field. Miller back, turns, looks, and it is a walk-off single for Ryan Lamarre, and the Yankees win.